Hello and welcome. This is News Live. Here's the headline. No domicile proof needed for SC overseas scholarships. High Court noticed Mamata Abhishek in contempt case. Telegram ban proportionate to safeguard Neet integrity. At least 3 dead as slab of temple collapse in Maharashtra, Parvani. Rescue operation underway. Neet UG re-exam, nationwide mock drill underway, security tighten. Taiwan warns of Chinese research vessel from its restricted waters. Strait of Hormuz reopens, what it means for global energy security. Afghanistan claims airstrike on ISIS sites. Now the news in details. No domicile proof needed for SC overseas scholarships. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has dropped the requirement of submitting a domicile certificate for applying under the scholarship schemes for scheduled caste and backward classes students, and officials said on Friday. The decision is part of the steps undertaken by the Department of Social Justice and Empowerment for major reforms and digital initiatives to improve accessibility and streamline scholarship process for scheduled caste and backward classes students, the official said in a statement. The removal of the requirement to submit a domicile certificate for applying under the scholarship schemes is expected to reduce the compliance burden on students, the statement said. The decision is also likely to simplify the application process, enabling easier access to benefits, it said, adding that this will benefit thousands of eligible applicants across the country who study in institutions outside their states. Further strengthening digital governance, the department has launched SETU, Scholarship for Educational Transformation and Upliftment, on the Umum platform as a comprehensive solution for scholarship-related services, it said. The platform provides a single interface for eligible applicants, institutional nodal officers, district nodal officers, and state officials for application registration, tracking, and validation of other services, improving transparency and efficiency, it said. These initiatives align with the government's broader objective of promoting inclusion, reducing procedural barriers, and ensuring the effective delivery of welfare schemes. High Court noticed Mamata Abhishek in contempt case. The Kolkata High Court Friday ordered serving notice to TMC Supremo Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee in a contempt plea over alleged violation of the court's directive on blocking arterial roads during its July 21 Martyrs' Day rally last year. The petitioner's lawyer, Srikant Dutt, moved a division bench presided by Justice Arijit Banerjee, alleging contempt of the court's 2018 order directing that gatherings on the thoroughfare must not cause total blockade of the road. A division bench comprising the then Chief Justice Jyotirmoy Bhattacharya and Justice Arijit Banerjee had directed that a passage must be left open on such roads for the movement of pedestrians and emergency vehicles. The two moved the contempt petition on Friday, claiming that the High Court's order was violated during the TMC's July 21 Martyrs' Day. Telegram ban proportionate to safeguard Neet integrity. The Delhi High Court on Friday upheld the centre's decision to temporarily suspend Telegram services across India ahead of the Neet UG 2026 re-examination, ruling that the government had strictly followed the procedure prescribed under law while invoking emergency blocking powers, and that the restrictions satisfied the test of proportionality. Dismissing a petition filed by Telegram FZ LLC challenging the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technologies blocking order, a single judge bench of Justice Tejas Karya held that the temporary suspension of the messaging platform till June 22 and disabling of its message editing feature till June 30 were justified in the circumstances surrounding the nationwide medical entrance examination. rejecting Telegram's contention that only specific channels or accounts could have been targeted. The Delhi High Court found that the platform's architecture enabled rapid dissemination of content and made enforcement through channel-specific takedowns ineffective. At least 3 deaths as slave of temple collapse in Maharashtra's Parvani rescue operation underway. At least 3 persons died and several others were injured after a slab of a Hanuman temple collapsed at Yaswadi village in Maharashtra Parvani district on Saturday afternoon, June 20, 2026, police said. Neet UG re-exam. Nationwide mock drill underway, security tightened. A nationwide mock drill was underway across the country on Saturday ahead of the Neet UG 2026 re-examination as part of the efforts to ensure smooth, secure and transparent conduct of the medical entrance test, officials said. More than 22.79 lakh medical aspirants will appear for the re-examination on Sunday, nearly 7 weeks after the original test was cancelled following allegations of a paper leak that triggered nationwide outrage, political sparring and legal challenge. The NTA said it is fully prepared for the re-examination with district administrations, police forces and escort teams tasked with securely transporting confidential materials. In the first, the Indian Air Force is being engaged to transport the question papers as part of enhanced security measures. Meanwhile, Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has chaired a series of high-level review meetings with senior officials to assess preparedness and oversee arrangements for the re-examination. The government also temporarily restricted access to the Telegram, with the NTA saying the measure was aimed at tackling cheating rackets. Taiwan warns of Chinese research vessel from its restricted waters. Taiwan's Coast Guard has warned of a Chinese oceanographic research vessel, the Xiang Hong 22, from its restricted waters, the Coast Guard Administration said on Friday. The crew of the Lanyu, which was sent by the Coast Guard, radioed Xiang Hong 22 and said China has no sovereignty over waters of Taiwan's east coast and told the vessel to leave immediately. The 2 Taiwanese vessels then flanked the Chinese research safe and conducted maneuvers designed to generate waves and disrupt its operations, according to the statement. Strait of Hormuz reopens, what it means for global energy security. The reopening of the Strait of Hormuz marks the end of nearly 4 months of disruption that sent crude oil price soaring and heightened concerns over global energy supplies. The strait opened after a memorandum of understanding signed by U.S. President Trump and his Iranian counterpart Mohammad Pezeshkian to end the war came into effect. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway connecting the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman, handles roughly 20% of global energy supplies in normal times. Shipping through the waterway was severely disrupted since February 28, when the US and Israel launched joint attack on Iran. Before the conflict, around 138 ships used to pass through the strait every day, according to the Joint Maritime Information Center. At the height of the disruption, the number fell to a single digit. The reopening of the strait is expected to bring relief well beyond the region. For India, one of the world's largest energy importers, the development offers significant relief, but experts caution that the underlying vulnerabilities exposed by the crisis are far from resolved. Afghanistan claims airstrike on ISIS site. Afghanistan Ministry of Defense on Friday claims that it conducted airstrike against alleged ISIS-linked targets in Pakistan, local media reported. In a statement issued on Friday, Afghanistan's Ministry of Defense said that its forces carried out overnight airstrikes against what it said were ISIS-linked facilities in Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa provinces of Pakistan, Afghanistan-based news agency Khama Press reported. The ministry said that the places that were targeted were allegedly being used to plan and coordinate attacks against Afghanistan. According to Afghan officials, some of the deadliest attacks that occurred in Afghanistan in recent years were connected to networks operating in these areas. The ministry said important and designated targets were successfully hit during this year's strikes, Khama Press reported. It warned that Afghanistan would act decisively against groups that it considers a danger to the country. Thank you for being with us. This is News Live. Thank you all.